Have you ever just stopped and thought about the internet? I mean, really thought about it? We use it for literally everything, and stuff just works. You type something in, and a whole universe of information just appears. It honestly feels like magic. But behind that screen, there's this hidden world, this entire infrastructure, working silently to make it all happen. Today, we're going to pull back that curtain just a little bit. So let's start with a really simple question. When you type a website address into your browser and hit enter and the page loads, where are you actually going? I mean, it's not like you're just opening a file on your own computer, right? You're reaching out across wires and waves, connecting to something, somewhere. So let's go on a little journey and find out. To answer that, we first have to understand the most fundamental relationship on the entire web. It's this constant, quiet conversation that's happening billions of times a second all around us. You know, at its core, the internet just boils down to a series of simple conversations, kind of like asking a librarian for a book. There's a request for some information, and then there's a reply with that information. This little back and forth, it's the basic building block for everything you do online. Now, in this conversation, there are two main players. On one side, you've got the client. That's your web browser on your phone or your laptop. The client is the one that asks for things. And on the other side, you have the server. You can think of a server as a really powerful, specialized computer whose entire job is just to listen for those requests and then serve back the information. Your device is the client, and it always gets the conversation started.
All right, so we've got our client that asks and a server that responds. So what does that first conversation actually look like when you want to load a web page?
This diagram here shows that journey perfectly. So first, you type in the address. Then, in a really crucial step, the internet basically acts like a giant address book to look up the server's unique location. Once your browser knows where to send the letter, it sends out the request, the server gets it, grabs the page it needs from its files, and sends everything right back to your browser so it can be displayed on your screen. And the wild part? This entire round trip happens in less than the blink of an eye. Okay, so that client-server model is pretty simple, right? But here's where it gets interesting. The world of servers is incredibly diverse. Just like in our world, we have doctors and teachers and plumbers. Servers are also specialists. They're designed to do very specific jobs. So let's meet a few of these specialists. These are the different kinds of servers that you're interacting with every single day, probably without even realizing it. First up, the most common one, the real workhorse of the internet, the web server. Its main job is to hold all the pieces of a website, all the code, the images, the text, and then serve them up to your browser whenever you ask for them. Okay, so that takes care of websites, but what about all the messages you send? For that, we have the mail server. Every single time you send or get an email, one of these is working in the background. It's basically a digital post office, handling all the logistics of getting your message from your inbox to a friend's inbox, which could be on a completely different server halfway across the world. And of course, for the heaviest content we use, video, there's a totally special kind of server. If you've ever watched a show on Netflix or a clip on YouTube, you've been talking to a video server. These things are super optimized to do one thing, and do it really, really well. Stream massive video files to millions of people at the same time without all that annoying buffering. It's a huge technical challenge. This brings up a really good question, though. If that YouTube video you want to watch is stored on a Google server in, say, California, and you're watching it in Berlin, why does it load almost instantly? I mean, physics says there should be a delay, right? What's the secret? The answer is this incredibly clever system that was designed specifically to solve the problem of distance. It's all about bringing the content closer to you. The secret is something called a content distribution network, or a CDN. The easiest way to think about it is like a popular coffee shop chain. Instead of making everyone in the whole country drive to the one original coffee shop, the company just opens up branches in every neighborhood. A CDN does the exact same thing, but with data. It stores copies of popular websites and videos on servers all over the globe, so your request only has to travel to the nearest branch. And because of that, everything is way, way faster. And companies have two main strategies for building these networks. The Enter Deep approach is kind of like putting a little coffee kiosk on every street corner. You have lots of small servers getting as physically close to your house as possible. The Bring Home approach is more like building a few giant superstores right at major highway interchanges. But both have the exact same goal, to cut down the distance your request has to travel. And this brings us right back to YouTube. Google runs its own enormous private CDN. It has hundreds of these server locations all over the world. So when you click play,
their system instantly figures out the best server to stream that video from for you, usually the one that's physically closest with the fastest connection. It's a huge reason why the whole experience feels so seamless.
So let's bring this all back to where we started. That feeling of internet magic isn't magic at all. It's actually the result of a really elegant, really quiet system.
The next time a web page or a video just instantly appears on your screen, you'll know what's happening. It's not magic. It's this beautifully choreographed little conversation between your device, the client, and a server, probably one that a CDN has placed just a short digital hop away from you.
You know, this quote really gets to the heart of it for me. The systems that power our world are unbelievably complex, but so often they're built on these really simple, beautiful ideas. And understanding that simplicity, it doesn't take away the magic. For me, it just makes me appreciate it even more. And that's really the big takeaway here. The internet isn't some place you go to. It's a quiet, constant conversation happening all around us all the time. It's billions of clients asking and servers responding. And now you know how to listen in.